In this video, we will show you how to create a new document workflow template in cloudplan. We start in the upper left corner of the screen. Open the burger menu and select the menu item Docu Workflows. In the Docu Workflows section, switch to the menu item Templates. Here, you can see the workflow templates that already exist. You can create new templates or edit existing ones. A regular user will only see the templates for which they are authorized to start a new process. Usually, they will not have the permission profile required to modify these templates. To create a new workflow template, click the button Create Doku Workflow Template in the upper right corner. The configuration area for the new workflow template now opens. This is where you define the basic structure of your workflow. First, use the Options field to select the interface you want to work with. In our example, we choose a responsive web form. Next, we define the individual workflow steps. To do this, we open the section Participant Steps. For the first step, we first assign a clear and descriptive name. Then we click on More Options. Here, we can define which participant should carry out this workflow step. In our example, we select the starting user. Next, we define the task that this user should perform in the first step. To do this, we open the section Edit Content and select Edit Content as the task as well. The first workflow step has now been created. Now we create the second workflow step using the same principle. Here again, we first select the starting user as the person responsible for carrying out the step. This time, however, we select Sign as the task. This explicitly assigns an electronic signature process to the user in this workflow step. Next, we switch to the Project Settings section. Here, we give the workflow a clear and descriptive name. This name will help us find the template quickly later in the overview. Then we select the target folder. In this folder, the completed workflow documents will be archived as PDF documents after the process has been completed. You can select any folder that has already been created in the file system. The basic structure of the workflow is now defined. We now click the yellow Continue button in the upper right corner. We are now taken to the area where the form interfaces for the individual workflow steps are designed. We start with the plus icon. This opens a selection menu for new form elements. In the first step, we add a container element. To do this, we select a new row. Then we click directly on the inserted row to select it. Now we click the plus icon again. We can now choose from various fields that can be inserted into this row. In our example, we first insert a text field. If required, any number of additional elements can be added to the same row. We repeat the same process for a second row directly below. This time, we do not insert a text field into the second row. Instead, we insert a signature field. Once the desired design elements have been placed in the form, we assign each field to the appropriate workflow step. We assign the first form field to the first workflow step. This step belongs to the starting user and is used for editing the content. We assign the second form field, the signature field, to the second workflow step. This step is intended for the electronic signature process. Once all elements have been placed and assigned to the correct workflow steps, we complete the form design. To do this, we click the yellow Continue button in the upper right corner. The workflow draft has now been saved. Using the menu on the left-hand side, we switch back to the Templates section. There, we can now see the newly created workflow template with the name we previously entered in the project settings. If we want to edit the template again later, we simply click the Edit pencil. This takes us back into edit mode. Using the Flowchart button, we can also display a graphical workflow chart of the current workflow design. This flowchart provides a clear graphical overview of the individual workflow steps. In this video, we looked at the basic steps involved in creating a new workflow template. Using the main menu, the Templates section is opened under Docu Workflows, where a new workflow template is created. First, the form template. Workflow structure, process steps, and responsible persons are defined. This is followed by the name, storage folder, and additional settings. Next, the web form interface is designed. Structural elements and form fields are placed, assigned to the workflow steps, and linked to tasks. This creates a complete workflow framework that can be reviewed, refined, and approved. Please note which templates, menu items, and editing functions are displayed to you depends on your personal permission profile and the license class you are using. You can find further training videos on various cloudplan topics in our training area. The individual videos do not necessarily build on one another and can be selected according to your needs. Thank you for watching.